Welcome to a new video. I am still working on this page from Leila Duly's The Flower Year coloring book, but I've been doing some homework lately because I'm on a mission to finish my drawings and paintings. That has been since the beginning of starting to be creative. It has always been a struggle for me to finish, and lately a viewer sent me a message that even some of the great artists had trouble finishing. So well, what have I been up to lately? Besides coloring, my husband and I have been on a beautiful vacation, a week to Germany. I have a little bit of footage, pictures, so I will show you. We were on a beautiful hill, a silent hill with the woods just 5 minutes away, walk. So we could just leave the house, the vacation home, and walk to the woods. We saw some wildlife, we did some hiking. It was just a wonderful week. I didn't do much of coloring and painting though, a little bit. You can never predict when the creative flow starts, when the inspiration comes. And in this case, during this vacation, it was more like just taking in the surroundings and maybe turn the pictures that I took into a drawing or a painting later on at home. I'm a slow colorist, I still am, and I think I will forever be, because it takes so much time for me to finish just a simple page like this, because there is not that much to be painted, and still it takes me a lot of time. But I love pencils, I still do. So my husband and I, we went on vacation, and when we came back, we started the project that we have been contemplating quite a while. We have a little shed in our garden, and it's an old one and it needed to be renovated. Either it needed to be demolished completely and just build a new one, or renovate it. And after inspection we decided that it was possible to renovate, so we did that. My husband's father, he came helping us, and with the three of us we managed to put a new roof on the shed. Now the project is not entirely finished yet, but this morning it started raining, so that was a good test, and the roof is leak proof, so that's good. Another thing that I have been working on is a podcast. Now that may seem quite strange for a coloring channel, but it has everything to do with finishing all those drawings and paintings. Not everything that I do while coloring and painting is, I think, worthwhile making a video of it. So I thought, why not make a podcast and create 15-20 minutes of time for myself to just do some coloring, have a little chat with you, just telling you what I've been up to, and well, maybe you'd like to color along with me while listening to that podcast. Now that podcast I have recorded the first episode dozens of times already, and every time it didn't feel right until I think it is 2 weeks ago. That was one that I thought, it was a recording that I thought could work. That podcast actually has 2 missions. I'm just going to tell you. It's a little bit personal. The first mission is using that podcast to finish my homework, my drawings and paintings. And the second one is to create a little bit of calm. Of course, it has a reason why I'm trying to create a little bit more calmness in my life. And that has everything to do with what I've been talking to you about sometimes. The chronic migraine attacks. I am on a mission to sort them out. I don't know if I can eventually fix the problem, but I want to understand the problem and try to let it have as less impact as possible on the rest of my life. That's the mission. Well, let's take a look at these leaves. They look really nice, I think. Let's go to the other side. I've been doing quite a lot of coloring on the birds, but as you can see, not finished yet. So let's pick a beautiful blue. I'm using all the blues that I have in my Polychromos, and also the luminance pencils. Helio blue reddish. I'm just using everything. So the colors may not be completely accurate with the actual bird, the blue tit. But I've already discovered that I found out, you know, I like botanicals, botanical painting and drawing. I like to go into nature and just pick my pencils or my paint and sit next to the actual subject, the plant or the animal. Well, most of the time it's plant, and just compare the colors that I have in my pencil set or painting set, compare that with the real flower or plant. Now when I use those colors, I've discovered you almost always I end up with a dull picture. So in order to get, and I think that is the essence of art, of an artist, in order to get the feeling on the paper, the feeling that I have when I see a beautiful flower, I will not get that on the paper if I restrain to the actual colors of the flower. Something else has to happen. It looks like there is this invisible color that we sense but cannot see. And it's the artist, a talented, a good artist, somehow manages to get that invisible color in his painting. We are now, my husband and I, contemplating summer holidays. Now most of the time we don't go in July or August, which I see as summer. This year I think we will go early September. There are a couple of options. We are thinking about Norway, but nothing is decided yet, so things can go, as we say in Dutch, het kan nog alle kanten op gaan. And that literally means it still can go this way or that way. And in this case it's quite literal. Will we go this way or that way? Will we go north? Or will we go south? Brown ochre this is. Last winter I made a list. We have a list of, I always had it in my mind, a list of location on planet Earth that we would like to visit one day. So this winter I said to my husband, let's write it down, the list, because that might help making the decision where to go. And we have that's strange. France is a beautiful country. We went to see Paris a couple of times, very nice city, but the rest of France is spectacular. And we have been there twice, I believe. Together with my husband, I've been there twice. I've been there on my own. He's been there on his own. But we have seen very little of the country yet. And for some reason, the last couple of years, France has always been number 2 on our wish list. So maybe we should go to France this year. But then the question is, where in France? Because it's a large country, and if we really want to experience where we are, then we have to make a couple of choices. Will we go to the south? No, Mediterranean. Will we go to the east, the southeast, the Alps, the beautiful Provence with the lavender? The west, you have the ocean, of course. The southwest, the border with Spain, with the beautiful Pyrenees mountains. I don't know the English way of saying that. So yes, it might be Norway this summer, France, or something completely different. We could also end up in a completely different country. But we always try, when we go on a vacation, to go to an area where we haven't been yet. I like that, my husband likes that, grammar. Yes, we like do a little bit of exploration. Our latest week in Germany was in Sauerland. It's about 4 hours drive from where we live here in the Netherlands, and it was surprisingly beautiful. We've been in the neighborhood there before, but it was in a different area, and we saw really beautiful things. Yeah, we always like going to Germany. Germany, Austria. It's always good. As is Switzerland. I also lately did a little bit of preparation for a couple of creative projects. I have been trying to paint or do watercolor painting on canvas, and I bought special stuff that you put on a ordinary canvas, and then you can paint with watercolor. I tried it with one brand, a German brand, didn't work, and I really prefer canvas, I also like using soft pastels on canvas, but it's all a bit tricky because it doesn't stick that well. So what I did, I mounted watercolor paper on a canvas, on 2 canvases. It is drying right now, and I hope that this will work out. That I can, it's just a white empty watercolor paper, so I would like to test what happens if I start painting while that is mounted on a canvas. The problem with watercolor and also soft pastels is that you always have to hang it on a wall behind glass in a frame, and that is not what I like. So I'm going to figure out what works for me. So I'm starting now with mounting first and then painting, but maybe it should be the other way around. Making the painting first and then putting it on a canvas. Now with watercolor that might work, but with soft pastels I'm not so sure about that. So let's try this first. What's this? Sepia 50%. I need a more reddish tone, I think. How about this one? Burnt sienna 50%. Well, as you can see, I need to do a little bit more. What's this? Delft Blue, Delft Blauw. That is a Dutch. Delft is a Dutch city. Beautiful old city. And that's where Delft Blue pottery, ceramics come from. And if I do remember well, the Delft Blue china became very popular, but it was a cheap copying of what came from China back in those days, a couple of hundreds of years ago, because the Netherlands started trading with the Far East countries, and they found that in China they made these beautiful china ceramic pots, plates, cups, all sort of things. And then a couple of smart guys in Delft thought, well, we can do that too. They started copying. This is, I don't know the English word, we call this katjes. And this is in early springtime. These things grow on a tree, and then it's like a flower actually. Later on it will turn into fruits. And I'm using a blue tone to color something that is absolutely not blue, because in real time this is light yellow, greenish, grayish. I started out with the actual colors, but that didn't work out for me. It is the end of May right now, and I have been planting quite some flowers in the garden. Really nice. Temperatures are rising, although today it's very cool. only 12 degrees Celsius, so that is really cool. But yesterday and the days before we had nice weather. It was just very nice. So this is it so far. I've more homework to do, that is for sure. Especially the branches and those berries, fruits, I don't know how to call them, but and I have to check this tail. I'm not completely sure if this is going the right way, so I will go search for a picture of a blue tit. So yeah, well, this is it. Well, more videos will come, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.